All right, everyone, welcome to our first Tone Script episode of 2016. Got to get used to saying 2016, rewriting it on paper and all that bullshit. It's myself, Tony, Steven. This is Glenda, Gigi, back again. We are going to start today. We want to talk about this. Should we do Believe Her or should we do Bill Cosby first?
Are you familiar with the Bill Cosby?
Yeah, let's do the Bill Cosby because it kind of goes into the Believe Her thing. And the whole Bill Cosby, see, my problem with this whole Bill Cosby rape allegation, see, everybody's saying how it has to be true because there's so many people making allegations at this point. But the thing is, there hasn't been one allegation with actual proof. I mean, there's no physical evidence, nothing. I mean, it's all these women saying Bill Cosby raped me. And then people jumping on the bandwagon. And it's kind of, at this point, it's ridiculous. And to think that, oh, it's 50 women, so it has to be true. Not necessarily. I mean, there could be 50 people looking for money. All they have to have done in their life to qualify at this point is they have to have come in contact with him at some point. I don't believe any of it. I mean, I believe Bill Cosby he probably fucked a lot of them. He probably gave a lot of them Quaaludes and all other types of drugs. Seeing how this took place during the 60s, 70s, and 80s. I mean, people forget. People will walk around with coke vials around their neck and drugs. Drugs was like a regular thing. I mean, who didn't have drugs at that time, you know?
Who doesn't have drugs on them now?
Me.
Who doesn't do drugs?
I don't have any drugs on me.
Mm-hmm. Because you don't have any pockets in.
And Quaaludes, yeah. But they stopped, I think, I only say that because I think that's what they said on Wolf of Wall Street. Like, they stopped making Quaaludes.
Really?
Yeah, because remember, there was that scene with Jonah Hill where he had, like, the last Quaaludes ever made.
Really?
Yeah. And then they get high, and that's when they crawl out of the house onto the steps. And, you don't remember that scene? Mm. Yeah, they had, like, at some point, they actually stopped making Quaaludes. So, yeah, but...
Oh, that it was like from 19 something or 18, or like the original Quaalude or something like that. Okay,
yes.
Now I remember.
They have stopped making Quaaludes, and yeah, of course, Bill Cosby. It's funny because there's a you know, you have the naked cowboy, and there's a woman in Times Square, a crazy woman, the naked cowgirl, Sandy Kane. Yeah. But the thing about Sandy Kane is, yes, Sandy Kane is crazy now, but back in the day,
wasn't Sandy Kane like a famous, like,
she was somebody
topless person,
or
something like that, burlesque or some shit?
Yes, back in the day, she was like a famous stripper, somewhat, and she was a famous comedian groupie. Like, she slept with a lot of comedians, and one of those comedians was Bill Cosby, and she was like, "Yeah, Bill Cosby gave me Quaaludes," but everybody fucking gave everybody Quaaludes back then. It was like Quaaludes, weed, coke. Everybody had it, and it was like she's like, yeah, because she slept with me, but it wasn't rape. You know, she wanted to sleep with her.
Well, I mean, I only read the recent one that we were talking about, the one that I read offline, the affidavit with some woman named Constance. I think her name was Constance.
She looks like Howard Stern.
I don't know what she looks like. I just read.
If you go to Huffington Post, there's a picture of her there, and she looks like a young Howard Stern.
Okay,
it's hilarious. But that's the only one that's going to trial. I think that's the Canadian one, right? Is it?
I don't know. I didn't even know she was Canadian.
I think the one that's going to trial, there's only one, and it's only because it falls within the statute of limitations. Is it the Canadian one?
It's
And I think if it is a Canadian one, that explains everything, because in Canada there's very, very loose interpretation of what rape is.
It's in 2004. It's this girl. She said that he raped her, drugged her. It was I think Temple University.
Okay.
She was a basketball player.
Okay. You know what's funny about that too? A lot of these women, the stories are all pretty much the same. The stories are, Bill Cosby promised me something. He was going to make me a star, or he was going to pay for my school, or he was going to introduce me to somebody famous to help me get my career going. And he raped them. of course, the story never ends with Bill Cosby introducing him to anybody. But Bill Cosby seems like the kind of arrogant prick that would go ahead and, like, just to spite you, sleep with you, thinking, having you think you'll get something out of it, and then you never get anything out of it. Like, just to teach you a lesson. He seems like that type of person because he's always very preachy in the shit he does. That's why a lot of comics don't like him. A lot of comics complain about him because he's always preaching towards comics. Shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that, while he goes and does, pretty much the same shit. I mean, he's not dirty
on stage. You mean?
Yeah, he's not dirty in his.
He doesn't use profanity,
no,
right?
he doesn't use profanity, but he does talk about sex and stuff.
Yeah,
he just doesn't.
He just doesn't use the
and it's funny because
the language.
One of the things that they're bringing up now is him talking about giving women quaaludes.
No, the Spanish fly.
Spanish fly during.
I think that shit really exists. I thought that shit was not like.
No, it was in the interview. A Larry
what
thing.
exactly is fucking Spanish fly?
It's just. Is
that the original date rape?
It's like it's like pit bull, right? Term. Yeah, it's a general term for any kind of thing that'll make a woman pass out or get horny or whatever and sleep with you. It's like a general, like pit bull is a general term for like 15 different breeds of dog.
Okay.
Yeah, Spanish fly would be like quaaludes, that other shit that they not propofol, the one that they Rohypnol.
Yeah.
Rohypnol would be the one from the 90s. You know about the Rohypnol. That's the one they were putting in people's drinks.
Oh,
yeah, they were putting your drinks and stuff. I told you about this.
Is that the which is? I mean, like, I don't know, because I got fucked up one time. I mean, I drank like a glass of, not even a cup, like it was a cup of fucking white wine, and then as soon as I turned around, the room was spinning. I was like, oh fuck! I ran to the bathroom. I was like, bleh, just to get it all out.
That would have been the Rohypnol. I told you I took a girl to the.
That was Rohypnol. That's Rohypnol.
That would have been Rohypnol.
Okay.
Yeah. I had a girl show up at the club I was working at, and she wanted to hang out and wait till I left. So I got off, and she went up to the second floor. This was the supper club. She went to the second floor, and she sat down in a booth.
I remember supper club.
Yeah, and she bought a whole bunch of drinks, and somebody drugged one of the drinks she bought.
Ew.
And she was fucked up. She just passed out and everything. I mean, nothing happened to her because somebody caught her before anything happened. But they were like, "You got to get her out of here. She's sick."
Yeah, like I was in the toilet, like bleh, like throwing up my soul up in there.
It was ridiculous. See, that's rape. That I'll give you. That is fucking rape. People we would find girls passed out in corners, passed out in the booths. After doing when it was time to clean up the club.
You know what's so funny? In all fairness, there are, because I remember growing up and I used to hang around dudes and stuff like that, and they were shysting and trifling. Yeah. They would be like, yo, get her drunk. You know what I mean? And it's so funny because, I mean, as a matter of fact, like I was talking to a boy of mine, and he was saying, like, the Mexicans, they'll fuck with you, like they'll rape your ass. They're like, they're rapey like that. They'll see a drunk girl, and instead of like putting her in a cab or whatever, they're like, bang. Next thing you know, I was like, oh, that's fucked up. That's why, I mean, you should always watch yourself when you're out.
Yeah.
Regardless, but sometimes those drinks sneak up on you. Yeah. But you should always,
That's something we'll touch on with Believe Her, which is, oh my God.
No, but I mean, sometimes people do plot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's fucked up. That I don't. Yeah, I know that's not cool. We used to find. I told you this before. We used to find a lot of girls passed out, laying around. We have to, are you okay? Everything okay? And they would always leave. And it's like, do you want us to call the police or call an ambulance or something? They would just walk out. They wouldn't complain or nothing. They would just sleep, which was weird.
Well, I'll tell you that much because, as a matter of fact, my shit happened when I was at the supper club.
Yeah.
Because when the girl found me in the bathroom, she was like, "Are you all right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm better. I'm better now." Thank God. Like, I guess like I threw up or whatever. But then when I came to, I was like, I hear the girl knocking, like, "You okay? You okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm all right. I just need to get get my bearings." Because I was on the fucking floor, so. I got up, I cleaned myself up, but I was still like, I felt heavy.
Yeah.
So I remember the bouncer was like, "Oh, you shouldn't be drinking so much," like all laughing. And I was like, "Nah." I was like, I was not drinking that much. Somebody put some. I remember saying it, but he just just pushed me, put me in the cab and stuff like that. And I just remember going home and like, I was like, oh God.
Yeah, I imagine that Yeah, there was probably a bartender or something doing dirty shit in that club.
No, it was a bartender. It was a bartender.
Yeah.
It was a bartender.
But aside from that, I don't like with the Bill Cosby. I don't think.
Well, you know what's so funny, and it's funny because I'm seeing here she was a basketball player and she was dating a woman.
I got it wrong. She worked. She was an employee. She was a basketball player. I think when she went there, but
now she was just working for the university.
Working,
I know that, and the Huffington Post have pictures of her.
Yeah.
It said, I don't know. It says here that in the filing, attorney, I guess Constance's attorney Dolores.
Yes.
She says that Cosby's a narcissist who didn't realize Constant, who was in a relationship with the woman at the time of the alleged assault, is gay.
I believe he's a narcissist. I definitely believe Cosby's a narcissist. Mm-hmm. He's a huge fucking narcissist.
Well, you know what? So I read both affidavits, and what her account of it was basically like he hit on her before, like right. 3 times before, and she kept going back to his house. Like if you're not comfortable with somebody making advances at you, you know what I mean? Why would you continue to go? I mean. Sometimes, I have to check people, be like, what the fuck? Stop it. You're making me feel uncomfortable, whatever. Yeah. But she kept going back. And then, according to her statement, she basically said that, he gave her the pills and he told her to take it and she just took it. His version was that they were sitting down. She came to the house. They were sitting down. They were talking about it. She was telling him about, all her troubles, her stresses and stuff like that, that she couldn't even sleep at night. So he said to her, I have something for that. He went upstairs. He got her the pills. He said he went upstairs. He got her the pills and he told her, here, take these. She took them. But he said that he never told her what they were. Then they were Benadryl.
And she never asked.
Yeah, she never asked. Yeah, she never said in the statement that she asked, what is this or nothing.
She asked if it was herbal.
Something like that.
But she never asked what the pill actually was. And then she took it.
Yeah.
And
also, wait a minute. And also, Bill Cosby admits to frequently taking Benadryl.
Yeah.
Some people. Let me tell you something. Because I have allergies and I've taken Benadryl, and sometimes people take Benadryl to go to sleep.
Yeah. My father does.
Yeah.
But my father does too. It doesn't impair you to the point where you lose control of your faculties.
No. You would fall asleep. Close. Yeah, it makes you very drowsy. Yeah. It makes you really drowsy.
For me, it gets me agitated.
If you take too much of it, it'll give you the agitated. That you feel like uncomfortable.
I think he did. He raped. I don't know about this one, but I think he did a couple.
Honestly, I don't.
I do.
I don't think. See, here's the thing about the whole. We might as well go into the belief.
No. The reason I say that is because the truth is, let me tell you something. So, all right, so he found all these women, did whatever with these women, but yet, okay, they were cool with taking his money. They were cool with him. Like, all right,
as long as they
you can pay my education, that's fine. That you understand what I'm saying? Like, not something. If you're violated, that's not you're not gonna accept that shit.
If you're
for these women to go ahead and accept it,
bro,
you are okay with it.
Yeah.
Not for nothing. If for you to accept something, you have to be okay with it.
Yeah.
These broads to take anything from that man, that means all right. Whatever happened. No hard feelings. I'm good.
Well, the ones most of them. Yeah, but some of them I believe he did right, because remember the Cosby Show, I think Lisa Bonet, she got married, one of them.
Mm-hmm.
The husband, he was like a nerd, he was a tall guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like he came on a couple of shows saying that he had
when Lisa Bonet got married to who? To Lenny Kravitz?
No. To the guy, character on the show.
Okay.
The older sister, when she got married to that guy that was in the military and
Dwayne Wayne.
No, it was another guy.
Uh-huh.
Remember the light skinned daughter, the older one?
Oh, Sandra.
Yeah, she had gotten married to a guy who was a Marine, and he came on the show for a few episodes, and then he disappeared.
Yeah, and then we got Alvin.
Well, not it wasn't
Elvin?
Just
Was it Elvin? Or
Elvin, yes, it became Elvin.
Well, he came on CNN and a couple of the talk shows saying that he had a good friend that was she had a big part of the show, and he said that she came to him recently and told him that Bill Cosby did something like that to her. If not rape, then molested or whatever.
Yeah, but the thing is,
but he said that he did not believe that what they were saying about Bill Cosby until this person told him.
No, but the thing is, her story. See, that's her story.
Yeah.
Was she expecting something from Bill Cosby?
No. She's anonymous. She didn't.
Because she was an actress, and no. That's the whole thing. See, a lot of these, like all the women, like all the women's stories are the same. All the stories are either Bill Cosby was gonna set them up with a part, introduce them to producers. It's like the casting couch thing. Like if you sleep with me, I'll set you up with something. And every one of them had the same story. I was an actress. I was up and coming. He said he would help me with my career, or he would help me with this, or he would help me with that. And then, of course, he winds up sleeping with them. Maybe he gave them drugs or not. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, I was raped. When you don't get about, because you don't know about any of these people. It's not like if Lisa Bonet came out and said Bill Cosby raped me, or if any of the girls from A Different World came out, because it was all girls in A Different World. Mm-hmm. Any of those girls came out like, Bill Cosby raped me, then I'd be like, this is a different story. Because he raped them and they were on the show. And of course, you see what I'm saying? Like, they got something from Bill Cosby and they're still complaining that they got raped. But the people who are complaining are people that got nothing. People that became nothing. They never became actresses or anything this.
But this lady.
But I thought some of the people.
This lady, she didn't say anything to anybody.
In other words, the experience happened, and she just kept it to herself, and she just happened to tell that guy, "Oh, listen, by the way, thanks for the hookup, but he felt me up."
Yeah.
I still don't think it's rape. Mm-hmm. It's not. I think it comes down to the definition of rape, and I think people are very loose with their definitions. I think.
I don't know. Like I just have a problem with the fact that, like I said, like the women, these women got things in return. So I just like some of these women, got their like schools paid, shit advice. Like he was
put people through college.
Like he was like helping them out. So I'm thinking like
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I mean, like, look, I'm not there, but something. He's a man of a certain fucking like. He doesn't really have to fucking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But apparently he likes to get high. He likes the dopey feel because that's something he's been doing forever.
People have different mental, not hangers, but like
how they process stuff.
Yeah, like there's like he's a narcissist.
He is a narcissist, but you know what it is? You have to remember that Bill Cosby, aside from everything he became later on in life, Bill Cosby was a stand-up comedian, and all stand-up comedians are fucked up. They're all fucked up, narcissistic people. Every single one of them. They see the world in a certain way, and that's a certain way is.
And that's their humor. That's their humor.
But they all have something that's wrong with them. Every stand-up comedian that's out there.
I mean, we all do. Everybody does.
But they tap into it. They focus on it.
There are different like psychopathic qualities that
you think he's like sociopathic? Nice, you mean, or something?
Yeah.
I don't think. I think he's
you think Bill Cosby's sociopathic
to a certain degree.
No, I think.
Oh, you know what's so funny? I remember growing up and just seeing. I feel like he's a person who has a really big ego. Like in his head, I feel like he feels like
he's not sociopathic. And I'll tell you why. He has a very clear definition in his mind as to what's right and what's wrong. And he doesn't have any problem telling everybody that'll listen.
Yeah,
he wrote a book about how to be a father because he has a very clear like sociopath doesn't. Sociopaths don't have a sociopath doesn't have
sociopath and psychopath.
No, psychopath doesn't understand the difference between right and wrong, and they're able to cross it on a physical level. Like they can like they say that a test of a psychopath a lot of times is like a regular person would never be able to like bite themselves and break skin. It's in your brain. There's something that just won't allow you to do it, but a psychopath can, no problem.
I never heard that.
Yeah, you can break you can bite yourself and break your own skin without a problem. A sociopath
Because there's different like categories of.
Yeah, no, but no, Bill Cosby, he's definitely a narcissist. You can just in the books that he writes and the things that he does and everything he does is about how he does like his whole the Cosby Show was all about how he is the best black father that could ever exist, and everybody should be like
that's
him.
That's the funny thing about it. It's
yeah.
that it's a, sort of like you know how like President Obama says. Like when he addresses like the blacks and minorities, and basically it's like stop complaining about racism and all this and pick yourselves up by your bootstraps. But it's funny because Bill Cosby's basically he's same viewpoint.
And, like don't bitch about it. You know what I mean? Suck it up and just move on.
If he didn't do these things, if he didn't rape any women, he's a victim of a form of racism.
But there's always people.
You're trying to say that the reason that Bill Cosby is the way he is because he's a victim himself?
No, of what's happening to him. If he's innocent of all this.
Mm-hmm.
See, my whole problem with this is that, first of all, I don't trust any of the news outlets in their stories because news is not supposed to have an opinion. News is just supposed to put a story out. But when you look at, like, if you do a quick search of Bill Cosby rape, you'll see the disgusting details of Bill Cosby's rape, or
you can just look at
Bill Cosby. Yeah, it's very focused on making you hate Bill Cosby. It's telling a story. Mm-hmm. And where they completely lost me was when Janice Dickinson. I told you this the other day. Janice Dickinson was being taken. Look, Janice Dickinson has never, in the history of anything, been taken serious. Janice Dickinson has done nothing but say outlandish shit that everybody just looked at her and laughed like she's out of her mind. But all of a sudden, Janice Dickinson says Bill Cosby raped her, and everybody's like, okay, let's jump on that bandwagon because that makes complete sense.
Or you mean she had sex with Bill Cosby while on Quaaludes?
Yeah, but no, she said he raped her. Yeah. She said straight out, Bill Cosby raped me. But she's also said Sylvester Stallone raped her. And a bunch of other people also raped her. So you can't, like, when you're taking Janice Dickinson serious and you're putting the story forward like Janice Dickinson only speaks the truth, knowing that less than 5-6 years ago when Janice Dickinson's book came out, people were shitting all over it because it was outlandish. Now I'm still looking at the news like, this is what's going on here. This is weird. I don't want to say it's a conspiracy or anything like that, but it's just odd how everybody's jumping on the same bandwagon. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, look, this is not a new thing of news and media jumping on Bill Cosby fucking woman. This has come out a lot. Mm-hmm. The difference now is that they're calling it rape. And the difference now is that it's a focus. Like, you don't have any proof.
Drugging somebody and having sex with them with the intent, like drugging them with the intent to have sex and actually having sex with them, that is rape.
No, not
yeah, it is.
No. Okay.
Because you're what you call it? You're already plotting. You're planning it.
You're taking away the ability to decide what's happening. So that.
But here's the difference. No, but this is the difference. If I meet you in a hotel, and I meet a woman in a hotel, I drug that woman, then I give her something, then I take her up to the room, she passes out, and I sleep with her. That's rape. If you're coming to my house and you're collecting money from me and we're hanging out and we're doing all this stuff, and I've already come on to you and you were uncomfortable with it, but you still keep coming around and taking stuff and everything, and I give you something and you
funny.
pass out.
Could it be that these people were just getting high together?
Some
of these people were probably just getting high together and just fucking. Because some people do that. I mean, hey, come over, bring a bottle of wine. You're
gonna tell me that Bill Cosby raped 50 plus women, and there's no proof at all. Nobody at any point said, "I'm gonna go to the police and say Bill Cosby raped me." Not until like 10 years later. I'm gonna wait 10 years and then I'm gonna report it. It doesn't make sense. This is a high profile guy.
He was still doing this up until recent, right?
Yeah,
as far as 10 years ago.
I mean, and this is, remember when I worked in Hot 97. I did security in Hot 97. When I worked in Hot 97, this was back.
My thing, I'm sorry. I'm like, he can still get it up.
Hey, just the magic of.
Oh yes, what is Seattle?
Yeah, just drugs. Just drugs for everything, apparently. But when I was working at Hot 97, that's when Wendy Williams was there, and she was talking about this. I remember her talking about this.
About what, Cialis?
No, about Bill Cosby and women, but they weren't talking about it as rape. They were talking about it as Bill Cosby has been sleeping with this woman, or he's been sleeping with that woman. There's always been, and this is not a new thing. There's always been.
This was when she was on Hot 97.
She was on WBLS.
On 107.
Yeah. She was on WBLS, and then she went to. Wait, she went to. Did she go on 97 or 105? No.
I thought she was. It was Hot 97 because who was it that punched her in her mouth for talking shit? It was Angie Martinez.
No. Remember, WBLS and Hot 97 were together.
Oh, so she just went over. She just crossed the hall and just punched.
She worked in and I remember when they fired her and everything, and she was talking about this. And I always remember there being rumors about Bill Cosby and him sleeping around with his wife, and his wife knew it, and she was okay with it. You know, some people have these relationships. This is not
that's their business.
It's just their thing.
Whether you agree with it or not, hey, it's not for you. It's not for you. But I mean, if she's okay with it, that's her business.
I don't believe Bill Cosby being. This is not a man who is not in the spotlight. Mm-hmm. Since the 60s, there has really not been a moment until recently where Bill Cosby has not been in the spotlight. He's a huge guy. The guy's a star. I mean, he's past a star. He's like Oprah level.
Yeah, I was about to say.
There's always a spotlight. There's always somebody. Bill Cosby can't sneak around.
I was about to say they're almost Oracle level.
Yeah, Bill Cosby cannot sneak around without you seeing. So, for someone to be like, Bill Cosby raped me, you know, they waited a long time because I don't think it was rape. And they waited for other people maybe to come forward and started to say this and that, and then they jumped on the bandwagon. You know? I mean, it sucks.
I mean, think about what about people who have been, you know, violated or done wrong, whatever, who don't say anything either. I mean, sometimes shit happens and you don't say nothing. You take it for whatever
it's fucked up because it's perception. It really is. And that's where we get into the belief. Okay. Just frustrates me to end this belief her bullshit. Okay. The whole belief her thing is a movement towards rape. And basically, the movement is if I'm gonna read this. This is
I know, like you might as well.
Verbatim, look. Believe her. Let's see. Believe her or him, regardless of gender. Believe the victim. Let's see.
Wait. You skipped that. Zero, whatever.
I don't know.
No. You have to say it because that's part of the whole. The gender neutral.
Is that what that is?
That's what Zer is? That's what Zer means?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I don't know if anybody's raping a gender neutral, but I look, whoever.
It could happen.
Okay, look, basically anyone who says they've been raped, you're supposed to believe that person over the person who they're accusing, which I find ridiculous. Look, if I had a daughter. And the daughter comes up to me and says, look, this guy raped me. I might get angry and I might act, you know, out of anger or whatever. But to a person, you know, any other person, you should be like, okay, this person raped you. Let's find out what that person says happened. Let's find out what you say happened. Let's find out what really happened. And they're telling you the story. It's like, okay, I went out with this guy and I drank too much and got drunk and we went home and he slept with me. Then you has the story. He's like, yeah, we went out. She drank. I drank. We went home. We were both drunk. We fucked. Mm-hmm. That's not rape. That's she drank too much stupidly. And he drank too much stupidly. They fucked. Maybe one person or the other person was not comfortable all the way. Of course, you know, the alcohol loosens, you know, it inebriates you, it loosens things up. You sleep together. And in the morning she feels, I slept with him, but I didn't want to sleep with him. That's rape. It's not rape. You made a very bad choice. People need to be more personally responsible. If you go out and you drink or you take drugs and you get high and you do it to a point where you don't have control over your surroundings or your body, you have to take blame for that.
Put it this way: if you're going out and you're constantly getting drunk and you're fucking falling all over and blacking out, bro, you have to, you gotta accept some fucking responsibility.
Yeah, I mean, if you get drunk to the point where you pass out in the street and some random guy comes over and fucks the shit out of you, that's rape. But you're seeing somebody, or you're going out and you're hanging out and you drink and you go to their house and you wind up having sex with somebody, it's not rape. It's like saying, I'm drunk, I want to spend $50,000 on my credit card, but I was drunk, I shouldn't be responsible for that. It doesn't happen. I'm personally responsible for the shit that I do, even if I'm drunk. If I get drunk and I get in the car and I run over a family, I'm going to jail.
But what about the people who are, like I said, who are innocent of that? Like they didn't have any drinks or you know what I mean? Someone. And
if they were forced to, that's rape. Yeah, that's definitely rape. Like if you didn't want to sleep with someone and they held you down and they slept with you, that's rape. And you're like, no, I don't want to. That's rape. Now, they go into this weird definition. So here's the thing that I really have a problem with. Aside from there's no look.
Wait, before you go on, what's your take on all this?
On what?
On the whole rape thing. Do you think do you agree? Do you think if you're someone who's constantly going out, drinking and stuff like that, and you get fucked up and something happens to you, right? You think that the person should take responsibility for some of that shit?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, but there are instances like for example, I knew this guy. He used to whenever he's drinking with a girl, like he'd pour a drink. He pour her like whatever they're drinking, then he poured himself like the same thing, but he poured water in his.
That's what I was saying earlier. I said some people be plotting stupid shit like that. I've seen it. I've been around. I'm only saying it because look, I grew up and I hung around a lot of dudes, and and around girls, and people be scheming. So there's so you have to keep put it this way, you have to be fucking careful. You have to be cognizant of what the fuck you're doing. But at the end of the day, you need to be responsible for your ass. Sorry. You need to be responsible for your ass. Yeah,
it's personal responsibility. You can't just throw caution to the wind and say other people are gonna make sure nothing happens to me, because the world doesn't work like that. If I'm walking around with my wallet hanging out my ass and I'm dead drunk, somebody's gonna rob me. It's not their fault. It's my fault.
I've gone out and met friends at clubs and lounges and things like that, and not for now. I go by myself, but you know what I mean. I take responsibility for the fact that I'm responsible for myself. Yeah, we're cool and everything like that. I mean, if I see you looking all fucked up, I'm gonna be like, yo, Steven, whatever. But at the end of the day, I can't put it this way. It would be cool if you looked out for me like that, but I can't always depend on that. What if you're not around? What if you're someplace? I have to still be responsible for my own being.
Yes.
People be like, well,
I'm more drunk than you are.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You don't fucking know. I mean, for fuck's sake, your ass could be fucking knocked out. Meanwhile, I'm getting fucking gangbanged over there. You wouldn't know. You'd be like, oh, fuck, I was knocked out. And when you knocked out, you don't know nothing. Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like the individual themselves has to take some type of responsibility for what the fuck they're doing.
You have to. I mean, it seems like there's a big push, especially in this country, for people to lessen their own personal responsibility on the shit that they do. Like that whole Yale University with the Halloween where they wanted to suspend the First Amendment on their campus because it hurt their feelings. They didn't want to have their feelings hurt. Yeah, they wanted to have students, and this was the student council. The student council wanted other students to send them what their costume ideas were so they could approve it.
Oh, we were talking about that shit.
Yeah, and later on, someone actually did. Did you see that? I think I might have showed you this. They did a poll where they walked around the campus, Yale University,
I saw
saying, "Would you like to repeal the First Amendment?"
He was trolling.
Yeah, he was saying, this because the university should be a safe place. You shouldn't have your feelings hurt and blah blah blah. And people were actually signing. Yale University students were actually signing. This goes to the argument of if you go to Harvard or Yale, you're really, really smart. Hey, you could be an idiot and go to Harvard or Yale.
It's the I took this one. It was an introductory course to literary theory, and it's something of it's a feminist reading of feminist approach to reading and interpreting a text or whatever it is.
Okay.
And it's I mean there's feminist movement or whatever, and then it's sort of the same but it's different. But anyways, the gist of it is that you can read a text and whatever interpretation that you can get out of it is it doesn't have to be what the text is talking about or proposed to mean. Is whatever meaning that you can get out of it is what the meaning is.
What?
Mm-hmm. So it's a whole. You understand what I'm saying?
Nah.
So if you read this.
So I'm reading. So okay, I'm reading this.
Yeah.
I'm not a feminist, whatever. So I just read this as is, and then okay.
That's what.
All right, but if I'm a feminist and I read this, I'm gonna interpret it in my own feminist way.
Not necessarily feminist, but it's an approach to. It's a feminist approach to. It's called feminism. I forget what it's called,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a way of reading and interpreting a text, and the meaning of that text is not necessarily what the author intended it to mean. Is whatever meaning you can.
That's what I feel like some preachers do to the shit to the things in the Bible.
Yeah.
They twist it
It's
and kind of like spin it to their.
Deconstruct whatever.
Yeah.
That's I hate that kind of.
So
shit.
I mean that whole thing of the Yale thing of you're hurting my feelings.
Yeah.
That it's a whole snowball effect of that.
The funny thing about that whole thing was that this guy's walking around and he's taking a petition, and people are signing this petition to take away the First Amendment, and the First Amendment is the exact same constitutional law that allows you to take petitions. It's like you want to get rid of your freedom of speech, your freedom to take a petition, your freedom to express yourself, because you don't want to have your feelings hurt. And it really doesn't make any. It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand this whole people need to get over your feelings are hurt. It doesn't. Nobody gives a shit that your feelings are hurt. No one cares, and it's not really anyone's business whether your feelings are hurt or not. That's up to you. Your feelings being hurt have to do with your perception of what's going around, and most times you're wrong. People are wrong a lot.
Well, in other words, people get carried away by their feelings.
Yeah, if I say something, like earlier you said Mexicans rape.
No, my boy said that. My boy said the Mexicans they like to see women all loopy like that because they were like okay.
And the thing is, I understand
they got a date for the night.
Yeah. See, I understand that doesn't mean every single fucking Mexican.
No, I know, but somebody would hear that and be like, "Oh, she thinks all Mexicans."
And there's some sad Mexicans sitting out there with a sombrero on crying because you just said all Mexicans rape. No, you know what it means. Just take it in context. Stop it. Mm-hmm. Don't be so quick to have don't be so quick to tell me your feelings are hurt that you missed the whole point of what was just said.
Well, and then not for nothing, because the truth is, my friend knows personally those type of guys who are Mexicans who look for chicks like that and will take advantage of them.
Truthfully, especially I'll tell you, working in clubs, there's a lot of guys. There's a whole bunch. There's the frat guys that do it. There's the Guidos that do it.
What did I just say? I hung out with dudes. I mean, ridiculous. And they were all different, but they were all plotty. Yeah. Yo, get her drunk. Be like,
they're all different, but they're all the same.
Because the whole point of going out is getting ass. I mean, look at that. Think about the ultimate movie about going out and looking for ass. Saturday Night Fever. They raped that fucking girl. They all fucked that girl in the back of the car.
Mm-hmm. I mean, wait, which one? The one with the big boobs?
What was her name? The one that was always following him around.
There was the one that was in love with John Travolta, and John Travolta was like, "No, we went on a date. No, you kept talking about you married sisters and stuff like that." So she, I guess, to make him jealous.
The impression is hilarious. Your married sister.
I don't know. I can't. It just came out.
It was good.
But the thing was, and then for her, and this, let me tell you something. Explain it. She wanted to get back at him because he wasn't really paying her attention. So she decides to go sleep with his best friend in the car, and then he tells her, "You happy? You happy now?" Like he's like chastising the fucking girl, like you're an idiot.
She was an idiot. What the fuck was that?
You know what I mean?
It's like really to spite you.
But wait a minute. But is that rape? No, you just did some dumbass move, girl. You wanted to make somebody else jealous, so your ass decides to go sleep with this dude.
Yeah, but she's not personally responsible for that.
She wasn't drunk.
That's John Travolta's fault.
She wasn't drunk, and nor was she drunk.
See, this right here is the fantastical one in this rape spectrum. They make fun of when Whoopi Goldberg said. Remember when she said rape? They asked. There was something going on about rape, and Whoopi Goldberg said, "Wait, was this rape or was this rape?" Now, everybody, you know what that means. It's like was the person raped, like beat and raped, or taken aside and drugged and raped, or was this like you woke up in the morning and you were like, "Oh no, I didn't want to sleep with him. This is rape." That's what she meant. But they're gonna say there's no such thing as that, and.
So
it goes into, here we go. Rape is rape. Okay. And this is gonna take a lot. This is gonna take a lot of people way back to their high school years. Okay. Fucking or fingering or going down on a person who is unconscious is rape. Now, it depends who that person is.
And when do they become unconscious?
At one point did they become unconscious?
Yeah, there's a lot of factors to that. You can't just be like, fucking or fingering or going down on a person who is too drunk or drugged or terrified or emotionally distraught to freely consent to rape. First of all, you can't just put too drunk, too drugged, and terrified and emotionally distraught in the same fucking category. Those are all completely different fucking things.
Well, not for nothing. If you're emotionally distraught, isn't that why you're drinking in the first place?
No, you're drinking, you're having fun, whatever.
Some people
drink because hey, they just drink. But that's you can't even put those things in the same fucking category. Fucking or fingering or going down on a person who is crying their eyes out, terrified that if they don't do it, they'll be abandoned or hurt or punished is rape. Now, that's codependent, first of all. That really doesn't have anything to do with fucking rape. That's a whole weird, different fucking category.
I'm sorry. To me, that sounds like if somebody is being violated and during the act, the person's like, "Please stop, get off me, stop," whatever.
Well, no, look, going down on a person who's crying their eyes out, terrified that if they don't have sex, they're basically saying, yeah, you're fucking or fingering a person who feels that if they don't sleep with you, that you'll leave. That's not rape. That's like some weird codependent fucking sadomasochism shit, but that's not rape.
That sounds like, what's so funny? Then you know what that reminded me of? That fetish the fetish shit that we were talking about. How those people, some people movie? And then how some people are attracted to people who are crying or whatever.
That movie, it's called The Little Deaths. It's on Netflix now. It's a really good movie. It's like short.
Have you watched any of the films that we talked about?
It's really, really good.
I was watching the new ones that came.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Watch them.
No. The Little Deaths is on Netflix. It's really, really good. It's funny. It's.
Something. Watch it.
It's a.
What one of these?
Movie?
No,
it's Australian. It's Australian.
It's Australian. One of the things that we pointed out here is in the movie.
Yeah.
That I was like, oh, okay, just watch it.
Now, look. Consenting to sex with a lover who turns violent halfway throughout without additional consent for that level of aggression, violence is rape. That I can that sounds like some Edward James almost.
Turn around. Which one was it? Was it Me? No.
American Me.
American Me, when he came from jail and he was with the girl, and then all of a sudden
like turn around and bite the rice bag shit.
Yeah, like he turned around, he put it on her stomach. She was like, "What is going on?"
Yeah, that could be, yes, that's rape.
Okay.
Violent, angry sex as a means of punishment for a perceived slight is rape. I've had violent, angry sex. It wasn't as a punishment, but it was violent, angry sex. I don't know if that's rape. Coercion is rape. Now, this one, which means there'd be a lot of virgins if this one was. Look, coercion is rape, which means if she says no, and or pushes your hand away, and you keep going and keep going and keep going, inching forward a little at a time until you finally wear her down and she gives in.
She gives in?
That's rape.
Okay.
That is a lot of people's...
Isn't that like every sexual encounter? Like
yes. Yes.
In movies?
That's every sexual encounter...
in life.
Yes. No, I don't really want to do that. I'm supposed to get up and be like, okay, I'll see you later.
Yeah.
I actually had a girl one time tell me, like I started with the finger, it went a little way, and then she was like, no. So I was like, okay, I stopped. And then she looked at me, she said, you better finish what you started. I was like, what? Like, in an angry face, I was fucking scared. Like, I actually got scared. You better fucking finish what you started, is what they told me. I was like, what?
Now,
So,
did you call rape?
no, I finished what I started. But I'm like...
You're like, what? No, how dare you?
Yeah, but it was a quick moment. Like, come on, man. Yeah, look, there's personal responsibility. Everybody knows what fucking rape is. What is actual rape. Everybody knows what that is. And nobody's making light of that. But people are saying, take some kind of personal responsibility. Don't put yourself in a situation where rape is easily available. You know what I mean? Don't put yourself drunk in front of someone. If you don't want to fuck a dude, don't go to that dude's house drunk. Don't get drunk in that dude's house.
Yeah.
Don't smoke or whatever the fuck you're going to do. Don't do it in that dude's house.
Especially if the person is fucking, if the dude is especially fucking telling you he's going to bone you, or is telling you he wants to bone you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
let me tell you
just
something. The Patrice O'Neal, Elephant in the Room, you cannot take a salmon, cover it with honey, and put it in front of a bear and expect the bear not to eat it. So don't put your ass drunk in somebody's house that wants to sleep with you and expect them to be like, oh, I'm going to respect your space and leave you there till the morning. No. Shit's going to happen. It might not be right, but you put yourself in that situation. You got to take personal responsibility.
what if you pass out and because you're passed out, somebody like...
Yeah, like if you're in somebody's house and you're hanging out, but you know that person wants you, or they're gonna take advantage of you, or they haven't been respectful in any way to your boundaries.
Okay, I was about to say, I was like, but what if you? I was about to say, I mean, people crash at my house and shit, but I don't,
We know a transvestite that's mad fucking horny and wants to fuck anybody. You will never find me in that transvestite's house, let alone in that transvestite's house with a drink in my hand. It will never fucking happen. Because I know if I take a drink and I get fucked up and passed out and my ass is raped, I gotta look at it like, God damn it, I did it to myself. I did it to my fucking self. There's no way around that shit. Because you know better. Everybody, come on, you're not stupid. You know better. You know, people know better.
Well, you have to put, like I said, if you're going out somewhere, you have to be responsible for yourself. Yeah. So, I mean,
you got a dog. You don't put a hamburger on the floor and tell a dog you can't have that. Dogs don't look like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You stupid. I'm taking it. Come on. It's just realistic. If you don't want it to happen,
don't put yourself in those positions.
No. Don't. It's just ridiculous. I'm telling you, it shots me down. What have you seen? Have you seen anything lately? The new movies.
I've seen the girl in the car. No, the girl with the girl in the car with the glasses with the gun.
Yeah, I want to see that. Yeah, it looks really. Have you seen the trailer for it?
No.
It's a remake of it's a French movie. It's a remake of a 1970s film.
Yeah, it looks really good. It does. It looks kind of Tarantino-esque, like that kind of.
I like the way it was shot. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really
and it's
good.
funny because if you watch when you're watching the film, there's things going on at the same time, and you're like, and it's funny because obviously towards the end, in the end, you realize, oh, you know what I mean?
Do you ever see the Modesty movies? My Name is Modesty Blaze. There's like, I think there's two different movies. One is older and one that came out a few years ago, and they're French movies, but they're made about a woman she's kind of like a James Bond type person. Okay. Called Modesty Blaze, and Quentin Tarantino always talks about he liked those books and he wanted to do a movie, but he's never done it. Yeah, and the trailer looks like what I would expect a Modesty Blaze film to look like. They're actually pretty good films. That's two of them.
I mean, she's not like a spy or anything like that.
Yeah.
The
like
girl is.
Weird
it's no the
murder mystery type thing.
It's real simple. It's like it's it's so funny because when it was happening, I was thinking to I guess because I watch a lot of movies, so I was thinking to myself, yo, I wouldn't be surprised if, I don't want to give the story away because you haven't seen it.
I probably won't see it.
No,
it's good.
It's a good movie.
What's the name of it? The girl with
the lady in the car.
Is it the lady in the car with the
glasses and the gun, something like that, or the gun and the glasses?
It's the girl in the car.
Oh, okay, they're in the car with glasses and a gun.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, put the sound down. Don't play the trailer with the sound on. Yeah.
You know what? And it's so funny because that part. And it's so funny because the girl, the girl's doing a favorite, and all she's like, I've never seen the sea. I was like, all that bitch wanted to do was see the sea. I was like, damn. I will say no more, people. You'll have to watch it.
I started to watch the Knight of Cups.
I haven't seen that yet.
I watched
is that good?
10 or 15 minutes of it, and I had to turn it off.
Why?
Because I was watching it with mom, and she talks.
Oh yeah, his movies they have a lot of like a lot of narration, a lot of voiceover. Yeah. I love his movies though; they're good.
And your mom talks too much or something like that during the movies?
Yeah, well, she talks to the screen.
Oh, I do that too. Is she home a lot by herself?
No,
she can't watch a movie without.
She doesn't have an inside voice.
No. Yeah.
But it's weird.
Yeah, all of his movies are. They're a little odd. They take time to really get into. Like the Tree of Life was weird, but I like the Tree of Life. The visuals are amazing in his movies.
Oh yeah.
They all look fucking awesome. Like he was a guy that was made for 4K movies.
Who?
Terrence Malick.
You think?
Yeah, his movies are made for 4K. Like, if you even Return of the King is fucking awesome. Remember Return of the King with Nick Nolte, where he's in World War II and something happens. No. Before Thin Red Line, there was Return of the King. Yeah, Nick Nolte. Yeah, he's fucking awesome. The Tree of Life is great. The original one, I think, was called Badlands with Martin Sheen. And, yeah, that one is good. Yeah, that one's all black and white too. That one is great. She saw Creed. She didn't like. You didn't like
Creed?
It was all right. It wasn't bad, but I didn't think it was like so great. Nah, I didn't think it was so.
That shit had me crying.
It was good.
Let me tell you something.
No, you know what's so funny? When Rocky was like, he's sick and he didn't want to take the therapy, I wanted to slap the shit out of him. I think if I was, what's his name, Michael B. Jordan, I would be like, bah!
You go through the whole movie. It's funny because you go through the whole movie and it's like they don't play the Rocky song. You know, the theme, the Bill Conti theme. Mm-mm. And
because
they saved it towards the end, like the scene when he stands up and he's like, I'm not a mistake, and then they play it there. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, weepy.
I felt it was nostalgic for people who weren't familiar with the Rocky movies. It's like a great introduction.
Let me tell
people
you something.
Who are,
If I was making a Rocky movie, you know what it'd be about? I would make a movie about Paulie's robot and like it comes to life and shit. Remember Paulie's robot from Rocky 4? Happy birthday, Paulie. Like, you never see what happens to Paulie's robot. That shit was awesome. He brought him the birthday cake. That's number 5. Number 5 is alive. Paulie was awesome. He knew how to treat a Thanksgiving turkey.
That was a good movie.
I liked it better than Southpaw. Southpaw was just needlessly melodramatic. It's like, really, your wife died and you lost everything. You fucking herb.
Well, because his manager was stealing from him.
Yeah, but all boxers' managers steal from them.
I like the story. I like the way it was filmed too. I mean, it was like a regular boxing movie. It has the boxing elements, whatever. But I really liked it.
You know what's funny? You boxing is a career where basically you get your head beaten, and you're supposed to get stupider as you get older in that career. And you think you'd early on surround yourself with maybe somebody you can trust a little more. And it's just, you always hear like managers fucking robbing boxers. It's ridiculous. There has to be some kind of oversight or something. That's
why I say...
or union or something for boxers.
Mayweather, he's...
But Mayweather, I don't like Mayweather, but he's smart to get out when he did.
No.
But he still has this.
On all front, he's an amazing boxer.
I can't stand him. I hate him.
Because
Who, Mayweather?
Yeah, it's called the sweet science.
Nah,
For a
he's
reason.
a prick.
Wait, he developed the sweet science, or
No.
what is
Boxing
this?
called the sweet science.
What's the sweet science?
Sweet
I don't
science is I'm going to hit you and you're not going to hit me.
know. Okay.
Well, yeah, it's also called running away.
No.
I don't like Mayweather. I fucking hate him.
And he got out of the claw of the whole I'm gonna rip you off thing. He managed himself.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
on a lot of levels, like he's.
There's something to getting out at the right time, but I think the trick to that is that you have to find out what you're gonna do next. Like, you really can't leave a career like boxing and not do anything else. Like, you see, a few weeks ago, what was his name? Sugar Ray. What's his name?
Sugar Ray Leonard.
No, not Sugar Ray Leonard. The other one.
Sugar Ray Robinson.
No, the younger one. He's like 40 something now. He fought a few weeks ago. Not Sugar Ray. It's Roy Jones.
Oh yeah.
Roy Jones was the man. He was fucking unbeaten. He's came back and he got knocked out by like a herb. Like,
yeah, but why did he come back?
Oh, yeah, exactly. And this is the same thing.
Wait, why did he come back? He needed a check.
Money. They need money. They need money. And the same thing with these people that do the UFC. Like what a lot of people don't know about UFC fighters, they don't make a lot of money. Now, you might get somebody like, the guys at the top. Yeah, the guys at the top, they have to have jobs. Like, and a lot of them have jobs. They have to have jobs that are okay with them leaving for a certain amount of time or taking medical time off. So a lot of times, the kind of jobs they have are like they work in a supermarket or like really shitty jobs. And these are people that they're prize fighters, but what they're getting from winning in the UFC is not a lot. And the way the UFC works, it's not like this for every federation, but the way the UFC works, they've changed it to now. Not only do you not get paid a lot, but you're responsible for making your own money from your own sponsors that you get. And not only do the sponsor have to pay you, they have to pay the UFC for the right to pay you. Mm-hmm. And the money they get from the fight depends on how they fight. So if you have a style like, say, the Gracies, where it depends on grappling, you're really not going to make a lot of money because there's no flashy kick to the head in the first round, which will get you an extra $1,000, or the choke of the week, or things like this, which they actually do pay for. They pay you extra for doing that kind of stuff. So
because that's what's going to sell more tickets. That's what's going to get more people to watch.
Right. So they monetize that type of stuff. And the thing is, that doesn't make for a good fight. That makes for a very sloppy fight. And you'll see a lot of people.
Because if you watch most fights, they're not.
No.
Not
UFC,
much to look at.
UFC is not fucking great.
On the outside, if you don't know
what's going on, yeah.
Yourself, you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's very hard. Yeah,
you just see two people on the floor.
Yeah.
If you watch a lot of Japanese fights, the Japanese audience is not like the American audience. They don't stand up and cheer. They never will. They'll stand there, and if they see a nice move happen, they'll clap, and that's it. It gets quiet. Like, the entire arena, you can hear a pin drop because they're into the fight for what it is, not for the spectacle.
This is for what type of style of fighting? Like,
for everything. For UFC, for boxing, they do it for professional wrestling.
Is it because they more want to focus on like
the skill of it?
Yeah, like giving like the fighters their space to concentrate and focus and do what you need to do.
There's more respect for the fighter
rather than our dumb monkey asses. Yeah, kill it.
Yeah, because remember when the UFC first came, there were people who would actually stand up and get up, stand them up, make them like.
Yeah, but that's the same thing.
And people will be like, Gracie won, but but he just laid on his back.
That's the same thing as saying in boxing, he's just running.
Yeah, but if you're running, look,
who's just run?
It's not the same thing.
The comment that he said Mayweather's running. That's the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
Well, yeah, I would think so because it's in that genre. That would be his style, right?
To run.
It's called footwork.
No, it's not. It's called running. It's whack.
I don't know. I think that's a skill in itself because you know something. You have to catch me to hit me, and if you can't, and if I'm moving around, you can't hit me. Yeah. And then I run.
Remember in Rocky when he had him chase the chicken? Who was running?
The chicken.
Exactly.
Yeah, but he wasn't catching the chicken.
Yeah, but check this out. If a lot of people say that his fights are boring, but yet he's the highest paid boxer in history.
Whose fights are boring?
Because he works them out. They work it out that way. Boxing. No, he works it out.
Wait, Mayweather's fights are boring?
That's what people say. I think they're.
I think they're boring.
No.
I don't like that he's such a shit. But then again, I don't like shit talkers.
Well, shit talkers that lose.
And you know what is funny?
I don't like shit talking.
I don't like shit talkers, but I do like a good work. I like a good work. Like what's his name? The guy in the UFC, Conor McGregor. He's a hilarious. Shit
I told you, my friend. She called it from. I'm not gonna add her out, but she goes. He does this chanting thing, and then he turns around, and he fucks you up. I was like, okay, I have to watch it because I've never seen it.
Joe Rogan says he hits a lot harder than people realize he hits. He's a monster with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
See, but that's the thing. If you talk shit, you back it up. If you can't back it up, if you're gonna start a fight with somebody and then get your ass beat, then there's something wrong with that.
Well, just means they're not that bright.
I don't know. I just think like shit talking. It's just.
It's okay when.
I don't like it.
I like it when it's. I like it when it's funny, and it's not that serious. Then it's cool. But when you get into like really fucking trying to demean, because there's some shit talkers that will just say some ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. I just hate ridiculous, painful. Like I'll rape your wife. Something like Mike Tyson out of jail.
I'll eat your babies. I'll eat your babies. I'm like, what the fuck are you saying?
He said, I wanted to feel my pain. I want to stomp on his testicles.
Yeah. But did you see the video where he's riding the hoverboard and he falls down, and then they cut to the clip where he goes, "I broke my back."
No, I didn't.
Which part? He said
he
the
goes,
whole thing.
My whole the spine, the whole thing. You gotta see it. It's really funny. There's a video going around of on Christmas Day. I guess he got his daughter a pink hoverboard.
Who's this? Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna look it up.
He got his daughter a hoverboard and he's riding it and he falls down and he gets hurt. And then because there's a whole bunch of different ones. It's great. There's one where the little guy from Punch Out comes out of nowhere and knocks him out. There's one where a wrestler comes out and does a move and knocks him down.
Really?
And there's the funniest one though when this goes to the clip and he goes, I broke my spine.
It was a fight that he lost. And then the interview afterwards, like, why did you lose this? And he goes, I broke my back. And then the interview is looking at him like, really? What part? And he goes, the spine.
You still haven't seen the Mike Tyson mysteries?
No. I need to.
That is the funniest fucking show.
Is it the Fail remix one? The compilation, Mike Tyson hoverboard fail?
There's probably a whole bunch of them. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of different ones on there.
The Mike Tyson mystery is funnier.
Yeah, you gotta watch that. They need to give him a movie.
I seen one episode I think it was last year or whatever.
Yeah.
He's funny.
Yeah, having the bird, Norm Macdonald, is the funniest on that whole show. It's really good. It's worth a watch. We need to start wrapping up because we're gonna run out
of what?
Of memory card space for our video recording.
Okay.
All
right, so I'm going to check out The Night of Cups.
Yes, The Night of Cups.
Oh, and I like The Big Short. Did you see The Big Short? Yeah. Did you like it? I like it. It's so funny. I have to watch the last, 20 minutes of it. The Big Short.
When people start telling me there's no such thing as conspiracy theories and shit, and then you go and see something like The Big Short, it's like, really?
Well, so it's a conspiracy.
Yeah, because you saw the government backed. Even though everything failed, the shit wasn't failing because the government was backing it. And it's like, it's a mixture of the government backing it and the people involved not paying enough attention to see that this shit is no good. I recommend that movie to. That's probably one of the best fucking movies.
Yeah, it's good.
And it's funny because I was worried that I wasn't gonna, because I'm not a math guy. I'm really not. I was worried I wasn't gonna understand a lot of what's going on, and they really explain really, really well for everyone what exactly happened. And it was disgusting. They were giving loans for homes to people without background checks, without any checks whatsoever.
Knowing that
you know what? You want to hear something
care.
funny? I think I remember at that time that people were like, "Yo, you should buy,
house.
get a
Yeah,
house." I was
get
like,
a
"No." I was like, "Hell no."
Yeah, you have to know you can't afford that shit. You can't. It's expensive. You got to pay taxes and all
They're
kinds
like, "Oh,
of
you
shit.
get a loan."
They were giving it, but the loans were very high yield. High interest loans. I mean, it was ridiculous. And they have that new thing where every year, your loan can go up and down, and usually it goes up. You know the interest you have to pay on that loan. It's not worth it. It really, really isn't. You got to get a fixed rate. It's not easy to buy a home. You have to have really good credit, and I know if I for one do not. No, I am an impulse buyer. That and I kind of want to talk about next time.
Which one?
How to make a murderer.
Okay.
Did you see that?
No.
I haven't seen it.
Try to watch it.
All right.
I think it's like 10 episodes, but
Okay.
it's watch the first episode. You'll be hooked. It's amazing the shit
Okay.
that happens. It really tells you how
How to make a
murderer. Even if you're not guilty of a fucking crime, if the police are taking you in and charging you with a crime, even if you feel you're not guilty, do not ever let those public attorneys, don't let them get your own lawyer. Get a lawyer that's gonna, concentrate on your case and your case alone, because you can get railroaded so fucking easy. And it escalates. Shit escalates because once you're in jail, none of these people that put you in jail, even if they know you're not guilty, they're not going to let you out because they don't want to admit that they were wrong. Mm-hmm. They don't want to pay or do anything towards making that right. And it's easier just to keep you in jail for the long term. Mm-hmm. And then once you're in jail, even if you did nothing, you're a criminal. So later on, when they're looking for somebody else to take the fall for another crime, they come back to you and they know you took it the first time. So why shouldn't you take it the second time? And it just keeps going on and on and on. It's an amazing story. You gotta watch it. Unbelievable.
But it's on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's one of the new series. There's another one about I haven't seen this. A Grow Up, I think it's called, about people that they open up a cannabis farm and.
This is on Netflix.
Yeah, it's another series, but I don't know.
You still haven't seen The Culture High, right?
No, I haven't been able to.
Have you seen that? The Culture High.
What is it?
It's a documentary.
Yeah,
I've seen
about marijuana stuff, weed, but it's not.
No, this was a recent one.
Yeah,
This came out. Yeah. You should check it out. That one was really good. But what I liked about it, because it's not only just about, talking about the weed, but they talk about the behavior of the addict. Because, something, people forget that, something, drugs, sex, food, shopping, all that shit are outlets.
Yeah.
But nobody ever takes into consideration the underlying thing that, you know what I mean? Yeah, these things are bad if you do them in excess, but nobody's really taking care of the actual problem that's, you know what I mean? That's making you veer off and do all these things.
It's funny because right now there's a lot of talk about how the main people who are against legalization of weed are the people that make money running the prison system and police and enforcement, because weed is an easy arrest. It's an easy arrest. It's a felony. It's an easy thing to put you in jail for, but it's really like a victimless crime. It's ridiculous. It's a fucking plant.
It's stupid.
You're locking people up for life for a plant. And if at this point the doctors are saying you should legalize it, everybody's saying you should legalize it. Everyone except for the people that are making money putting you in jail for it are saying legalize it. Then you know what's fucking going on. It's It's the government and the fucking police and all this shit. They're trying to, keep their shit going. They want to make their money. Like the whole, we were talking the other day about the $15, how the...
oh yeah, if you're working at McDonald's, you can get 15.
Fast food.
Really, I thought it was 10 something. That I saw that on New York One.
It's $15 an hour for them.
Yeah, but then you have to get, like you said, you have to get certified, a food certification license.
So that's gonna make a lot of people who are working in those places now. Like, there's a lot of Dominicans that work in a McDonald's close to here, to where I live, and I'm guarantee you a lot of those people are not going to be eligible to get those food server licenses because you need some kind of, they might not be legal 100% or...
I think that
you mean undocumented workers wouldn't be able to have jobs there because
so it's going to change the whole makeup of who actually works at McDonald's. You know what I mean? Whereas it was kids and stuff, now it's going to be grown people working at McDonald's basically to get that $15 an hour. It's going to change the whole makeup. It's not going to be what people think it is. Eventually, they're talking about everyone should make that $15 an hour, or that should be minimum wage for everyone, and they're supposed to be changing it. But
because living in New York is expensive, and I'm sorry. What was it?
It's funny. I see a lot of people complaining. Oh, how come they get $15? We don't get $15. You don't get $15 because you didn't ask for it. Mm-hmm. Because I guarantee you, if the police department and the fire department and all this stuff, the EMTs, and they wanted to make $15, and they would have fought for it a long time, but they would have got it. Mm-hmm. Because I know when I was an EMT, I would have loved to have $15 an hour, but they started everybody at $12 an hour, and if you asked for a raise, they were like, no, can't have it. They were not giving raises. And if enough people fought for it, they would have had to give you the raise. They have to. Mm-hmm. So the fact that these McDonald's people went out and fought for it, good for them. I'm glad they got it. I'm glad that they got it. Now everybody else go out and fight for your raise. Yeah.
Especially something like union workers. I mean, that's what the fuck we're paying into the union for. Yeah. Yeah. Like at my job, I can't. These people on the floor. They've been working there, and ever since they switched the floor over to commission. A lot of people have been bitching about they're not making the same money. And now because of online business, you don't have a lot of people coming in shopping. That's what, I make my money from you coming into the store to buy with me. You know what I mean? But if you're not there, now I guess they want you to develop a book and be on the phone and stuff. I'm like...
It's not realistic.
It really isn't. Exactly.
It's it's funny. I would much rather buy things online than go to a store and deal with someone.
Well, I'll tell you this much. I'm talking about the salespeople now. This is your livelihood. You know what I mean? Yeah. I feel like if we're union, we should all get together and be like, look, this shit is not working for us. Can you put us back to the hourly rate?
Right.
But no, so everybody bitches and bitches and bitches, but nobody wants to do anything about it.
Yeah, but they won't.
So that's what I'm saying. Mind you, we're union. I'm like, wait a minute, don't we pay for these fucking people to speak on our behalves? Can't we
Yeah, you're supposed to. Yeah, you're just supposed to.
Then I want my money back.
Yeah, they're supposed to. You can opt out of a union, but then you lose whatever protection. I don't know what protections they have. I know in the post office there was a woman who they weren't doing shit for her, and she was just like, I'm not going to pay union dues anymore. Take me out.
Yeah.
And she wrote a letter, and they took her out. I mean, eventually she got fired, but they took her out of the union. Yeah. She didn't have to pay into it anymore. She didn't have to deal with them.
Yeah.
And the thing was, they still had to protect her.
Yeah.
They still had to give her a level of protection because, But
I feel like the store itself, the people on the floor, if you get together,
Yeah, that's the whole point.
I mean, that's what we have shop stewards for. It to go and make
All right, let's start wrapping this up. I'm gonna try to do this maybe one more time during the week. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It's not easy for everyone, but we'll work something out. For now. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe.
And happy New Year's. Yes. Very happy 2016. This is our 13th episode?
It's our first episode for the new year.
Okay, so we're starting from scratch?
Yeah, it's gonna be dates.
1.
It'll be dates. Mm-hmm. So the date the episode was shot, that'll be what's on the podcast, because I'm not keeping track of numbers no more.
Okay.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye, folks.
Yes, subscribe.